code less complex and easier to work with. By far the most popular of these patterns is MVC, also known as Model View Controller. The goal of this pattern is to split a large application into specific sections that all have their own purpose. To illustrate each section, let's look at an example where a user is requesting a specific page from a server. Based on what URL the user is requesting, the server will send all the request information.
Crack, I'm going to try to explain this shit in the best way I know possible. And I'm going to see if I can bridge the gap between the real world and zeros and one bits, bytes, and all that. A low IQ person doesn't understand this whole model view controller. You'll hear a low IQ person going to somewhere like the bank. My account. And the teller saying, sir, what do you mean your account? All I do is put in your account number into the screen and your results come up. There's nothing special about your account that shows up here. My account, bitches. Like it doesn't compute in the software world. All this shit is abstract. Again, this is what your account looks like in software. Again, for you low IQ blacks that go in restaurants and shit, my order, my food, my this, my that. This is what your account looks like, honestly, in software. I'm gonna show you. And the person downstream who's fulfilling your order, all they're doing is populating your account. And I showed you earlier, this is what your account looks like. Where is it? Where is it here? Is this it? Where is an example? I know I have an example here. Here's what your account looks like. Your account is just like it's in class. It's an instantiation of a class. That's what your account is. There's nothing like physical about your account. This is what your class looks like. When you go into Burger King or Popeyes and you're arguing with someone, this is what it looks like. This is really what it is. This is it. Number, owner, balance. There's just some values that are attached to your account. And you see this right here? Like, like you see this? Like, this is very important. Get and set. Can everyone see that? Those two words, those three-letter words, are why when you are demanding help and no one can do anything for you, it's those words right there that are preventing them. The getters and the setters on the properties of the values that you won't change. I don't have any money in my account. That teller cannot set your account to a new value. She doesn't have the ability to do it. All she has is the get function. She can tell you what your account balance is, but she can't set it, no matter how much you threaten her. It's the same way at Popeye's Chicken. They can only give you the order that you paid for, no matter how many times you threaten them. They can't change the order. That's software. It has nothing to do with the people that are serving you your order. And that is what I've tried to explain that I don't think the blacks understand. Literally, when you see blacks and shit fighting in restaurants, nigger, that's it. This is all they're fighting for. Get me some more chicken. I can't get you any more chicken. The computer won't let me. There's no setter function. She can't update your order to give you any more shit. It's not her. It's the software. They get in the set functions. And that is one of the things I've tried to explain. Get Craig, do you understand this? I know you were a hardware guy. But I'm sure you guys had some logic flowing in hardware as well. We've gone through some if-then functions and stuff like this. Like, if you don't have any money in your account, right? Like we've seen so many blacks chimp out in restaurants. And it'll be something like this. Look, right? Here's a controller. Here's a C# controller right here. So when you're at the ATM or some shit, are you seeing the right screen? Let's see, share this tab instead. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right tab. When you're at the ATM or some shit like that, and there's no money in your account, this is what's happening right here.
What's up?
What's up, Craig?
What are you trying to do, man?
You know, I was.
Look that, dude. What are you doing?
You know, oftentimes you see like low IQ people chimp out like at a customer service representative.
Yeah, you know, the thing I always tell my boomer parents to like make it simple for people, because when they go do something to someone, they enter it in the computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So make sure they enter it in a way that doesn't screw up how they enter it in the computer, because if there's problems down the line, it'll fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Like let's say if you leave something blank, what does that blank go when it goes into software? What's the default value?
Yeah.
Like if the guy sees a blank, he doesn't enter it in the computer, and then it fucks it up, right? Is it a 0? Is it like a deep? No, that's why. Like I make sure they think like everything you tell someone, it's going into a computer. Think like that. If you do like that, you'll have an easier life.
Well, you know, I was just showing people earlier about how most companies, you can't go to a website and submit something that's blank that should be filled in, right?
Yeah, you assume that. Yeah, you assume that.
You know, now you can put it in wrong, right?
Yeah.
If you say my date of birth is, whatever, and you put it in the wrong date, there's nothing to validate that you got it right. But there's something to validate that you got it the right form, correct? Right? You got 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the date, 2 digits for the year. They can validate that. You just got to get it right. And so most websites, most corporate websites are not going to let you leave something empty that they need to be filled out. They're just not going to allow it to happen. The validation won't allow it.
You know, the thing that was like, when I do coding, it's just for me. Like, I'm making scripts just for me, for my use.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a software developer, you got to think about the people using it.
Yeah.
And you also got to think about other things, and just like, no, I don't want to think about that. I'm assuming I know me. I'm not a retard, so I can make it as complex as I want, and I know there's no problem. But you know, when I leave work, I always have to teach them how to use my thing. But I know they can't figure it out. It's like, why do I bother? You just gotta, you know what? You're screwed. Yeah. Bye. It's like you're screwed. So it's this is why it's always a problem to transfer knowledge to people and stuff like that. And then, but what you're talking about here is you actually want to architecture your software in a way that it's easy to debug, easier to figure out people have usage errors, things like that.
Well, when you think about it, like the way software is even coded today, the front end, as I was showing people, Angular, is decoupled, and that's a word in software, from the middle tier, right? So you got the front end, the
Yeah.
middle tier,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
back end. You got the database, you know, and if you
Man,
are,
this shit's getting too
hmm?
complicated, dude. There's too many layers now. And like you got the
It's
AI stuff making
very
this like,
right.
nah, bro. I'm like, oh, fuck this.
Hey, Crack, you know, man, you know, I want to talk to you about some, you know, I like to talk very serious subjects. Bro, I'm gonna tell you this, and for the people that are listening, you know, those of you that are looking to become software developers, here's for you, man. It was, you know, early, you know, into my career. I went to one of my managers, is a white guy, and I said, man, can you help me understand patterns? You know what I mean? And you know, and I think, you know, it just came natural to him. It didn't come natural to me. You understand? And now when you're talking about layers, right? When you're talking about layers, you're talking about an extension of those patterns, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
And so here's one of the main patterns in software that I was able to really understand is get a good grasp around this one. And this was one that's very, very popular. A recruiter called me the other day about a content management system for the Veterans Administration. And the content management system is written in this pattern, right? So its layers are written in this. And so you're consuming its layers that, you know, basically are already, you know, it's like building a house. It's already built straight up, right? So you understand?
Right.
And so, and I'm telling you, Crack, listen, how many blacks have you seen going to a Popeye's chicken or ATM store? Shit like I'm trying not to be facetious. And listen, and you say, look, man, you're working there, like, bro, like, I can't give you any money because the machine is telling me I can't give you any money, right?
Like they'll ask you for a PIN number. Like,
right,
you don't remember your PIN number, you're fucked.
You got your PIN number, right? Like, you got your PIN.
I see your ID, I see your name, I see your face, but no PIN number. Sorry.
Right. Like, there's nothing I can do, right? Now the person down at the bottom, he's interacted with this fucking person who does not understand abstract thinking, layers and shit like that. You don't understand this MVC shit. This software is written in that these some bitches are just able to rudely consume. You understand? Crudely consume. You understand what I'm saying? Crack. But in reality, when they put their ATM card in that machine, this is what their bank account looks like in zeros and ones. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't, you don't have a bank account, nigga. You got a representation of a bank account. Right? You understand? Right? There's a model where your values populate based upon how much money you put in and how much money you put out. Right? And as I was trying to explain to the audience, as a software developer, when I look at this shit, when I see these people arguing and fighting and shit in like KFCs and Popeyes, Crack, it all comes down to these two words right here: get and set. No bullshit. No bullshit. You hear me? It all comes down to two words: get and set. Because I can't change your balance. You bounce the check, black. You don't have any money. And the black is chimping out saying, but I supposed to have some money in there. Whatever. And there's nothing that person who's on the other side of that dummy machine, and all they're seeing is a view as well. They're seeing a view, right? Of a model. They're both seeing views of a model. The controller, that's what the logic is. These blacks in KFC, Popeyes, wherever they're fighting, they have no control over this. Do you understand what I'm saying, Crack?
Yeah.
They have no input. They don't work over here. They had no design on this. This is the controller. This is the brain. All of this is just views and shit, right? Am I wrong? This is how it works.
You know, you can take it to the next level. You can take it to the next level. Be
Right?
like, okay, tomorrow, how much breading do I get from the truck? And then they'll input it.
Now,
How much chicken thighs are coming in tomorrow?
Now, Craig, when I talk about abstract, and when I say blacks can't understand abstract, and I really mean that, because you can't understand abstract thinking and then see the shit that goes on in public and say, well, they can't understand that this person would not have any control over the controller, right? They have no control. They're working at the cash register at Popeyes. They can't do anything. They don't have any control. And I don't think, like, this is what I think it blows their mind. It blew my mind for a long time, Crack. I had to go to a white man and I said it, Crack. I said, can you help me with just understanding like a model and abstract thinking and how you split all this shit up?
So
right?
Let me ask you this. Like when you started programming, how did you said you were self-taught?
Yeah.
Self-taught?
Yeah.
So how did you self-taught like teach yourself that? You just get a computer, you were just goofing around?
I'll explain. You know, I came along at the right time where the layers weren't there just yet. You understand?
Yeah, I could see that.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, see, we like you see this, like, look at this right here. Look. Damn. Oh shit, I zoomed in too much. Where is it? Where the fuck did I zoom? Where is it? Here it is. All right. This ain't the same one, but it doesn't matter. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Back in my day, when I first started, you see how this like model view controller, I'll zoom in on this one, right? It doesn't matter which one. It's all the same pattern, right?
Yeah.
Back in this day, you might be using an Access database, which more or less served as the view, because you had forms, you had the controller, because you had your little query stored procedures.
Okay.
Right? And your model, well, you really didn't have a model per se, right? But you had a view and a controller. Controller being your stored procedure. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Right? Your stored procedure gave you a layer between the database. You could put permissions on the stored procedure, right? Only this company or organization could call this stored procedure versus that stored procedure. Extrapolate that out. Now you have layers on top of the stored procedure. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. You could say, okay, StreamYard can call YouTube's API to create a stream.
Yeah, right.
Right. So, and somewhere in YouTube's database, those variables that you pass from StreamYard gets populated in YouTube's database of streams, right?
Yeah, right.
So you had to make it to the database, right? There's just so many layers now. When I started, the viewer and the controller may have sat on the same computer. Today, they may be in a different time zone, a different continent, right? You understand?
Yep.
Right. Like if you know, like if I were to, let's see, what page am I sharing? if I were to right click this right here, right? Let's see, inspect, right? Can I do this on here? I can do this. You know, if I were to inspect here and then I look at network here, right? You see, share this tab. Like there are a lot of calls being made. You can see all the calls being made here, right? You see all these calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are hitting somebody's database somewhere, but there are layers in between it.
Yeah, I got
correct,
it. Yeah.
Right? They're not just letting you hit their database.
I'm just wondering. It's like, did you just like get a personal computer and start learning the program?
So damn, I wasn't even sharing my screen. So I was working for the University of Alabama, so I learned VBA and VB6, right? Which was, again, this was pre-layers, right? This was pre-software layers. So I'm learning VBA, VB6, and you're learning, you should be understanding the front end versus the back end database, right? You shouldn't have your form tied directly to a query, right? That's not as efficient. You should have your form tied to a stored procedure. If you have any curiosity at all, if you're reading about best practices, you're going to read about stored procedures. You're going to go in that direction. So that's the beginning of layers, if you really think about it, right? That's the beginning of layers.
I mean, you know, when I learned stuff, it was like really bare bones. Like you would just have a calculator and then you would program something in BASIC, like print this or do that. And then later on you do some assembly maybe. It was like that level. You know, that's where I started. I didn't even start at anything higher than that. Then you moved on to be like, oh shit, there's a compiler and all this. Like, what the hell? Right? So I don't even know, people who enter programming, they come at it different ways. Like nowadays, people just have Python or something, which is very high up. And then they move down. I came from the bottom. That's why I was like the hardware more than.
Let me see. You know what a stored procedure is, right, Craig? You know what a stored procedure is? I never did
databases. I kind of know what it is, but I'm not like a database.
All right. You'll be able to understand. You're smart, man. Listen.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. So look, Craig, you know what a query is, right? I'm going to show you a query. Yeah. I'm going to show you a query. Look, I'm going to show you a query on the stream. Look, watch this. You see that?
Yeah.
Look, You see that? Look.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what this is called? Does anyone know what this is called? What's this called? Look. Does anyone know what that's called? I'll tell you later if you don't know.
There's 12 people.
Anyway.
There's just 12 people here. Chaotic. His ghetto points of view. What's up? 14
anyway, that's called type
Friday night. You guys watching this shit? Query. What's a query?
Anyway, that's called type of hit.
What's a?
Anyway, that's called type of hit. For the low IQ blacks that can't spell half the shit that they're mumbling out of their head, but they want it, right? Right. Corporations have come up with what they call type ahead, as I just showed you. Look, type ahead. Look. Type ahead. Look. What you want me to type? Angular. See, it already fills it out for you. Look, you go. I show you better something. Let's do this. So you know you want these blacks. You like, hey, blacks. What do I want? Some fried chicken. Right? You said fried chicken, right? Right.
Damn, fried chicken came first. Fried rice came second. What the fuck, man? Boo! Boo! How did it rank those? Boo! This is outrageous.
So for you blacks, one of the things that shit just magic, right? You think you blacks is think that's magic. What that is Let me show you.
Tyler Perry came up first, dude. You typed in TY, it came up. Tyler Perry was the first.
Mm. What that is type ahead. Look. Yeah, autocomplete, type ahead.
Yeah.
Right, this is how you
That's
help
what I know
your.
it as. Is
Yeah,
type ahead
type
the more
ahead.
technical term?
Yeah. Right. This is what you're seeing when you go to websites and you wondering how that shit works. Is someone like me developed that shit? Trust me. And this is what I've tried to explain. Like I don't think the blacks, honestly. And where is that page again? Can really understand. I don't honestly. I don't think the average black person, and I'm not being ugly here, crap. But when they go to the bank, and the bank teller saying you ain't got no money in the bank, they don't understand that this is what the bank teller is looking at. There ain't no little teal of money with her money in there. It's all a representation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the abstract.
Yeah.
Right? What I'm trying to say, blacks don't understand abstract. Nuance. This is it right here. It gives them conveniences, no doubt. Makes their life much more convenient. But there are no setters where there is no setter. Right? And this is what really causes, them to chimp out in restaurants and shit like that. Is those 3 lines right there below bank account. Sorry, ma'am, you don't have any money in your bank account. There's nothing I can do. There's no setter. All I can do is get your account. I can't set it. And that's what causes them to chimp out right there. Guarantee you. Balance. Get. All I can do is get your account. I can't update it. Right? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they understand that.
Is there a class for detecting if it's EBT or something? And if EBT allows me to get warm food?
Yeah. Man, listen.
Right? That's the same shit, right?
Listen. Man, Amazon got this shit down to a science, man. Amazon can have 1,000 items in a shopping cart and decide which ones go on the EBT card, which ones go on your debit card, which ones go on your Cash App. Right? The blacks can't figure that shit out. And when it returns and says, no, this order didn't go through because your EBT card didn't have enough money, they don't understand why. And the answer is right there in that first line of code. There's no setter. You can call customer service all you want. You won't be able to set that balance. It's already been set by your actions, by your withdrawals, and your deposits. You see that? That's what I've done all my living, crack. Seriously. I'm telling you, bro. Listen, bro. I'm telling you. Listen, crack.
If oil equals true, fried chicken is available.
Yeah. Why you keep recommending me this? Because that's what you've been searching for, right? Easy. Listen, I heard one black talking about. Listen, you know what crazy? I was just on the phone with my lovely lady Lisa today. And she was like, I don't like clicking on shit because it'll get in my algorithm. Craig, do you know how many algorithms I've written, search algorithms? I was showing the people up here earlier. Look, this is one of the main search engines that you find online right now. Look, this is it right here. No bullshit. I developed the Olympics website I developed Mary Kay website in that. Big ass law firms. They search all their cases in that shit. And even if they go above that and go to Oracle or some shit like that, you're still using the same, models, theories, auto completion, shit like this, type ahead, search ahead, blah, blah, blah. How you're, what do they call that shit? I forget the word when you talk about like how you store your searches to make your searches more efficient. What's the word you use? Anyway, it's the same thing. So my lovely lady, Lisa, she was talking to me. She was like, I don't want to get my algorithm tainted by clicking on certain shit. And I said, Lisa, if you so much as look at some shit too damn long. Huh? Right? Craig, look at this shit. Look, let me see if I can show you this. Look at this shit, Craig. Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
You see this? No, look, you see what it says? Look what it says. Attribute, right? You see it? You see what you read what it says, right? On load. Got it? Let's see what else they got. They got shit like on blur. Here's one that might blow your mind. It's one like on hover.
On hover, yeah.
Yeah. Where on mouse, let's see, mouse. Teach these fucking niggas think they know something about a damn algorithm. They don't know shit. You can't run from no fucking algorithm.
Mouse over right there.
Mouse, there it
Mouse
is.
over.
There it is. Mouse over.
Mouse over, yeah.
You fucking move your mouse over something. An event can fire.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yep.
Like what? Like what event could fire, Crack? Explain to these low IQ.
Well, when I hover
Explain
over
to
a
these low
YouTube
IQ.
video, it will start playing something as a preview. Yeah, that's one thing.
So it can start playing.
Yeah, it could.
Could it also record that Crack start watching that?
Yeah, it could do that too. We
Could
don't
it
know what's in
also
that function.
Could it also make a record that you watch some of that? You watch 2 seconds of it, 3
It's
seconds.
like, you could say like, how long did you mouse over it, right? They could record the duration. Yeah, that's
duration,
true.
Right? You understand?
Yeah, that's true. All of that is true. That is correct.
All these things that you and see, you look at all of these events.
Man, it's so sophisticated now. You know, when I made my first website in the 90s, we didn't have any of all this shit. Mouse over, this, that. Man, it was just like click on it and not click on it, change the color. That was it. I was like, well, it was so primitive.
You didn't have the front end and the asynchronous.
JavaScript was primitive. HTML was like, you didn't have dynamic websites. It was just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yahoo, like 1995 type shit.
See, like back in the day, right? You would know that this would trigger a post. You know what a post is, Crack?
Tell me.
Okay.
What's a post?
All right. Let me show you what something. Let me show you this. Look at this. Let me show you. Let me see.
No shit, I don't know how to code, you dumbass. Right. Fucking
let me see if I can show you.
I was a hardware engineer. What the fuck? I made chips.
It is right, Craig. See, Craig. What they don't understand is like like that's a whole nother world over there.
Yeah, it's a whole
Right?
other world.
It's a whole nother world, bro. Like when
And
I
what
came
kind of
up,
chip?
Craig,
What kind of chip? Not just CPUs, GPUs that most people know. RAM,
like
I guess people know, is really expensive. There's tons others.
Craig, when I came up, there were no layers between, say, your customer entry in the database. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, you might be writing a direct query into the table. You understand what I'm saying? Along came this right here. So databases start to get layers. And I'll explain to you.
Here we go.
I'll explain to you.
Here we go.
Right. So database started to get layers. And so you would have things like this right here, Craig. Look at this shit. This became like the damn database layer. Look at this shit. This became the database.
Do you even
layer.
know any analog to digital converter people, King Shenard? You think they need to care about that shit?
I don't know if you can see this.
Care
Craig.
about
Can you
making
see
a
this
circuit. All right, what you got here?
Look at this, Craig.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
You see this? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because the people in the database start saying, they want to protect their territory. They say, look, we want to regulate.
I used to work at MIPS, King Shenard.
We want to regulate who can have access to the database. They start getting territorial. They want to add permissions to who can do this and who can do that. And so what they started doing was creating stored procedures as a layer to the data. Are you familiar with that, Craig?
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
Stored procedures. And you'll see they became layers to the data. So, and you can see it right here. Look at this.
Okay.
So what you're seeing here is that you no longer knew the table names or the relations in the database. You see?
Yeah, I see.
All you knew was the stored procedure name. Stored procedure, human resources, .find employee. It's expecting it in a variable of a business entity ID integer type. And from there, it'll do the work and it'll pass you the result. And it'll select business entity ID based upon the value that you pass there. And that's all you need to know. So now the databases become basically walled off from the users.
Right, I
understand?
See. Yeah, got
right?
you. Yep. You took away the spreadsheet, basically.
That becomes another layer.
Yeah.
Right? And so that is the way that software kind of developed during kind of my tenure there, where, I wrote a lot of stored procedures. I wrote a lot of front-end views, models, controllers. And, I think that out in the real world, Craig, the average person cannot understand.
No, average person wouldn't understand. No.
Right.
Like when, in high, because like I learned more in high school about coding than most of college. College, they would just stop at a certain level and they'll be like, okay, if you guys aren't going to be software engineers, you don't need to learn anymore. So, yeah, I mean, learning object oriented is like something that's just like kind of was, that's if you need to know it. Yeah.
But Craig, do you understand what I'm saying? Where I'm coming from? Where I'm saying, like, when I see a lot of people arguing with, say, customer service reps.
Yeah.
Who are powerless. Why are they powerless?
Yeah, they're just interface.
Because that's right. They're just
they are the store procedure. They're the human store procedure.
They're just calling the store procedure.
Yeah.
Right?
So they're just they basically are just a human store procedure for you, the customer. That's it.
Right.
You like calling the store procedure. You just tell that guy's going into the computer and then calling a function that just calls that store procedure. It's just like, come on, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're down at the bottom, you don't understand why that person is saying you don't have any money in the bank. We don't have any more fried chicken. Your account is overdrawn. These people cannot understand it. And they are demanding answers from people who are limited by their interface.
Yeah.
Understand?
Right.
Right? That is the way that corporate America has designed this shit. You understand? Like, look, Craig, this is where I came in, the model view controller, where most of the working class, the lower class, they're right here, Craig.
Yeah.
They're right here. They're right here. You understand? They're right there. They have no control. They don't have any input into how this shit works. They just punch on a damn screen and say, the computer said this. That's their life. You understand?
Yeah.
And then someone across the counter from them come in screaming at them, saying, hey, I ain't got no fucking money in my bank account. And that person, that view, that model, is nothing they can do about it. Right?
So you did this whole exercise just to tell them that? That's why they can't get their fried chicken?
Hey, blacks, this is why you can't get your fried chicken. Right? Look, it's as simple as one word. 1 3-letter word. Where is the word? It's set and get. It's literally set and get. Yeah, that person that you're trying to make do something can't set the variable that you want.
That thing goes down to the physical layer and tries to open a socket, though, and there's no TCP/IP socket that is like, dude, bro, there's no internet here. Somebody shut off my Wi-Fi. That's a whole nother game we're going on. Maybe someone spilled coffee over their router, right? And that there's no TCP/IP request either working. Come on.
My computer don't work.
Yeah.
My computer don't work. Yeah. The internet don't work. Like Craig.
Didn't even get to the internet. It just failed at the keyboard.
Think about it. How many people have we seen? My computer don't work. They're arguing with the counter representative at Avis, and there's nothing that person at Avis can do, simply because of there's one word missing. Set. Right there. Set. If that Avis person could set your balance to whatever you wanted it to be, you wouldn't be arguing with them. They would do it. It would cost them nothing. They just can't do it. Right? They're just facing an interface.
It might just fail at get, because a get be like, bro, the bank says your account doesn't exist. Chase says your credit card is declined because it doesn't even exist. You stole that credit card, something it got canceled. I mean, I don't know, man.
You tried too many times.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it could be any of those things, right? At this point.
But you know, Craig, like honestly, man, coming here on the internet and seeing seeing like these blacks seemingly not understanding these things. Like when you see all these chimp outs at Popeyes and wherever you see them, Avis rental counter, it really all comes down to this, right? that the balance of whatever they were expecting to be greater than it is isn't what it is, right? That's what it really boils down to. And there's nothing that person that's facing them at the counter can do about it because there is no setter. It's just a getter. And these people are just the model and the view. And I don't think low-class people can understand these things, Craig.
So
I really
you're
don't.
gonna continue with this type of streams, man? You're gonna teach them more stuff? You're gonna go along and show them all this AI, blah, blah, blah. Is this a series now? We got a series here.
You know, I think I am going to do dependency injection.
Oh boy, what's this? What's this? Oh, what's this?
You know, Craig, like, you know, I would love to do this. Get two camps of low IQ people. And we have them. You see these two functions on the screen?
Okay, yeah.
Make a deposit and make a withdrawal. Right? And there are 1, 2, 3 parameters: amount, date, and note. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see some blacks implement these methods.
Oh man, no help? No help from the AI?
Woo! No AI. I want them to sit here in a room with no music on and just logically walk me through how they would implement these methods. Mm-hmm. I want to find out where these smart ass blacks are.
When you were working, did you ever have to handle some interviews? Like they would make you come and like, okay, we got this guy coming in. We want you to ask him some questions, some shit. You had to do that.
Yeah, I would do that.
What kind of questions would you ask him?
You know, I would ask him something like, I would ask him more along like polymorphism lines. Because I always figured that's like
okay. Would you ask him some brain teaser questions? I got some of those just for fucks. Like some people would just give me some BS. Like here, I got a light bulb. I know it will. I want to figure out. Tell me which floor it would break at. Give me the least tries of how many light bulbs you would have to do. Give me the answer with least tries or something. So I was like,
you know what? You know what I would want him to do right here, Craig? I would want him to refactor these two methods. Refactor these two. Give me your best go at it.
Man, I think we only have like, who do we have here? It was like Ponder and Richard. Those were the two guys that were like really interested at the start of the show, man.
Hey, do you think we got any blacks? Listen, I should start saying, look, no blacks come up here unless they know the definition of refactor.
Oh my god! Can you just not make this thing too hard?
Look, I'm gonna give him a tip. Refactor.
Oh my god.
Refactor man. C#. Refactor C#. All right. Gotta give him something, Craig. Let's see. Refactor C#.
All right. Let's see.
I want an easy one. I don't want nothing too hard for him.
This is too much. No, this is too much. Oh my god.
I want some real simple crap. God damn, it should be something real simple. Yeah, this would be it right here. Oh, fuck it. I don't feel like showing him. I don't feel like looking through the crack. But anyway, refactoring would be basically make this code better. Reduce some
general.
dependencies in this code. Make it, let's say, if I created a plugin that worked for YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
that plugin should seamlessly work for Facebook if you want it to work for Facebook without any refactoring. You should have thought that through. Well, you may want it to work for Facebook. The same parameters as you can see here, pass for make a deposit. I could just add another parameter that may be optional for Facebook, and boom, both parameters work for Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and so on and so forth. And so that's how that will work. So it's how your mind thinks, the ability to think forward, and how you would write these two functions here.
That's exactly right.
It makes sense. Yeah. It's exactly right. Am I wrong? Correct.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I always try to make my code as general as possible when I was doing this stuff, because like I wanted to apply for the next projects. That's why I'm thinking when I'm doing my own thing. It's just like I just write code to make my life easy. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, you writing for maintenance, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
So makes sense. That's the way to think about it. That's true.
Yeah, and so that is that, and so that would get you into like polymorphism.
Oh no. God, stop this.
And that would be, polymorphism. This is what I'm saying, like crack, like I don't give a damn how smart these blacks want. Like this is the language you have to speak in software. And you're not speaking this shit down in the street, crack. Come on now.
Yeah.
Am I wrong, crack?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong.
And when someone say that shit to you, you can't be trying to figure out what the hell he talking about, right?
Well. Nope.
Polymorphism. We really about to confuse these Negroes here. The condition of occurring in several different forms. The blacks like, what? What that mean?
That means you're talking about Play-Doh, right?
How the hell that shit got to do anything with software? Huh? Can you imagine the blacks right here, right now, correct? Can you imagine the blacks up in a damn meeting, software design, and they done been told we need to implement polymorphism here, and then they think they halfway smart, and they go Google the condition of occurring in several different forms, and the black left scratching his head like, what the fuck does that mean? What is that? How does that relate to code, crack? Huh?
Oh man.
This is what CT was saying about his audience, that they're like, what did he say that these audience
Call them
was,
toasters. Yeah, he called them toasters.
Right. Do you think CT's audience knows the term polymorphism? Do you think they know of anyone that they will have a conversation where they will be able to use that term and the other person wouldn't look stupefied? I can use it with you, correct? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can use it with me. Yeah, that's why I said like Play-Doh, baby. If someone said something to do with forms, Play-Doh, good enough. I think that would be good enough. Good enough.
And this is what CT was talking about today. He did a masterful job of it, crack. I will give him credit for it. And you know what? A black want to come up, crack. And we're gonna see if he know what the term polymorphism is, if he can put it in a sentence. You think these black? We're gonna see if any blacks can put polymorphism in a sentence tonight.
Man, you need Ponder up here, man. You need Ponder. Ponder will be great for this type of shit. You and Ponder need to do something like this.
I think I'm gonna do more of it, man. I think
yeah, because she's the best qualified one to do this with you. honestly, to do all the coding, all this stuff. That's definitely the one to talk to.
Yeah, because I always enjoyed polymorphism. When you're looking at something
You just like making
like
classes, man, because you keep talking about classes, instantiation, all this stuff. This is what you like to do. Because it's like, okay, this is a class called shape,
yeah.
and then the shape can be what? How many sides in the shape, right? Because sides equals 1, 2, 3.
You either being like Rube Goldberg.
But then you'll be like, no, 1 and 0 don't count. That doesn't form into a polygon, so we're gonna take those out. See, that's an easy one, right? That will be like a school example. You'll be like, nope, those are invalid. You can't do 0, 1. We'll take those out. Be like, number 2, and it's like go from there. Start with triangles. Yeah.
I was hoping King Shinar would come up here. We need at least one black because.
He's just gonna talk about tap dancing again. He's just gonna talk about tap dancing and shit. I just don't.
Well, we're gonna see if he can get to.
Oh my god!
He
just needs because Richard was more like into it. Get him up here. I don't know. Has he ever been on a panel?
No, Richard. Craig, I wanted to get to blacks talk a lot about where they come from, right? We kings and queens and shit, right? You've heard blacks talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, how about this, Craig? What do you think about this? Hold on. I thought I was sharing it. What do you think about this, Craig?
Oh, boy. Inheritance. Oh boy, don't get into this shit. What's a child? What's a parent? Why you want to get into this? No.
Hey, Craig, you may not believe this, but in my day, like when I was a software developer, I'm gonna share this with you. Let me see how I pull it up.
Oh, here you go. King Shinar's here to talk about tap dancing now.
Craig, you ever heard this before?
Here we go.
Craig, you ever heard this before?
Oh man, dude, I don't want to talk about Master Slave, man. Yeah, I have. Yes. Yeah, I have. I know where you're going with this. No, we're not talking about Master Slave. We're not talking about busters, all right?
This is in my day.
I know, yeah. It was in my day too. Master Slave, yeah. Right.
They changed the name of it to leader follower. Yeah, they changed the name of it to leader follower. But it was Master Slave in my day.
All right, well, what's your point, John? What's your point?
Okay.
My point being that, and I'm trying to say this.
Yeah, you don't got a point. I don't got a point.
Master, what's the slave?
Oh, you just want to tap dance, right? You know what those terms mean, right?
No, honestly, I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible, to be honest.
That's USB, baby. That's I2C.
Like, I think that, honestly, what I've gone through tonight what would this be? How would you characterize what I've just discussed tonight, Craig, in software, levels of software?
I mean, I only caught the second half of it. Looked like the first half.
I talked about inheritance,
like real, right?
Inheritance, JavaScript, front end frameworks, C#.
Yeah, I saw Richard in chat. Yeah, they were talking with you.
I talked about model view controller, like models, how to see patterns. Right. I only talked about the main pattern. When I was in software, Craig, you know there are many other patterns, Craig. Look, let me show you something. You don't see these as often anymore. Look at this shit. You ever heard of this? Look. You ever heard of this?
Nope.
Never heard of this? Observer pattern? I just showed you, was it the master follow? I guess that's not necessarily a pattern. Man, there was so many patterns when I came into software. Let's see, observer pattern.
Slave to me is like a bus architecture.
Yeah,
Solar
that's true.
architecture. That's what I used it for. I mean, but that's just some terminology you would use. I didn't abstract it any further than that.
That's right. You know, you ever heard of singleton pattern? It's very important. You know what the singleton pattern is, King Shenard?
You tell me.
This used to be my favorite.
You gotta look it up.
This used to be my favorite, actually. I do because I forgot it. And let me see if I can explain to you.
What?
Okay. So the singleton pattern, there's a hint to it, to what it is right now, right? Is single pattern, right? So it's single. There's some element of, one of singleness about it, right?
Okay.
Create a private static interest of the class to hold the single instance. Okay. That kind of gives you an idea. I'm going to show you an example. Define a private constructor to prevent instantiation from outside.
And
right,
they have to know C# or C++.
See, what you're doing is you're preventing someone from getting a copy of something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, hey, nigga, give me your food stamp card. Hell no. I give you the number. I ain't giving you the card. Right? See the difference? Huh?
And what instance are they creating once they have the card?
For these blacks so they understand. You have to understand.